What's up, everybody? Here at you with another episode of the Slackercast. I'm Greg. With me, as always, is my co-host Lawrence.
What's going on, guys?
And joining us every week, our special guest, Dustin.
What's up?
Want to say hi to people, Dustin?
What's
All right,
up?
So we've killed the list, guys. The list are dead.
They're retired for right now.
Yeah,
they're not dead. They're just they're muted.
time to shift gears a little bit.
Go back to our origins.
Yeah, they just got stale. I wasn't even excited about doing them anymore, honestly. I was having difficulties coming up with stuff. So from now on, we'll just do like how we used to do it in the old days, Lawrence. Just bring up some topics, talk about it, and you can try to get me riled up. And
Well, let's talk about how shitty you are at fantasy football, Greg.
You want to go right into that? Look, I didn't lose by this much this week. I only lost by like 24 points.
How's your record? What's your record so far?
I'm 0-2.
Oh, dang. You know what my record is? 2-0. The reigning, defending.
It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish, all right?
How you finish. I heard that before.
Yeah. Well, I'm 2-0 because I'm the reigning, defending fantasy football champion.
But let me ask you this. For people who don't watch fantasy, what's the prize at the end if you win?
Money. Bragging rights.
Our league is a money league. You got a first, second, and third place prize. First place, of course, getting the majority of the money. What did we do? We did a $35 buy-in this year. So
yeah, it's
10 teams, $35. You can do the math.
I won that league last year, and I'm in another league too. I'm 2-0 in that league too.
What'd you do with the money last year?
Probably paid bills with it.
So
gave it to my fucking ex-wife.
You didn't go buy yourself a championship belt?
No, I didn't go buy myself a championship belt.
That'd be awesome if you had a belt, yeah.
See? Everybody gets it but you.
But here's the thing, like the belt has to be passed around. Like if you lose it, you actually lose it.
I mean, I would chip in if we were going to do like a split payment thing on it, kind of like we had in our league where we had the trophy, but then the last guy that won it stole it and never returned it.
Who
Joseph Herbert. He won it like I think it was like the third or fourth year. He won it and then never. Yeah, because you won it the third year, right?
Yeah. No, the
Jason
second year. My second year in, I won it.
Yeah, well, Jason was back-to-back champ, and then you won it, and then Joseph won it, and then Joseph never returned the trophy, and then quit the league the next year and ghosted me. Didn't give me the trophy back or anything.
Yeah. Hey, Joseph Herbert, if you're watching this, bring back the trophy, man. That's not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool, man.
Give me back the trophy.
Actually, don't. That trophy was hideous. It was horrible.
Tell them what it was.
It was made out of Michelob Ultra beer cans.
It's like the ultimate, like...
It was actually a cool trophy, and it had like a football on the top of it.
It would have been a cool trophy had you chose a different beer.
Well, whatever. I thought the white bottles were...
You're a Michelob Ultra guy now, aren't you?
No. Fuck no. That's a Budweiser beer. I'm not a Budweiser guy. I'm a Miller Lite guy.
So Dustin, since you're kind of on the hard seltzers now, and you've kind of got me on them, honestly, what do you think about the people who like hate those guys that ask in a restaurant or whatever, what kind of seltzers you got?
I mean that's the new norm now. I mean, I even wrote a report for it in college about how seltzers are the gender norm has gone away because
they're the gender neutral.
Well, like when seltzers came out, every meeting I was in said, this is going to be marketed towards women, blah, 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 blah. And then, frat guys, Barstool, those kind of like the guys jumped on the seltzer thing, and now everybody drinks seltzers.
Yeah, Dustin,
well, they're great, man. Like they don't taste like piss, and they have the same amount of alcohol as beers.
Well, hang on there, Greg. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they used to make fun of dudes for drinking shit like that? Like those.
Yeah. I used to drink Smirnoff when I would go to like high school parties and stuff because I couldn't stand the taste of beer, and I used to get made fun of regularly for that, but I didn't care because I just didn't like the way beer tasted. And
isn't it weird how like bottled and canned beer and everything just it just doesn't have that taste of draft beer, man. It doesn't go down smooth like draft beer.
Yeah.
Oh, man, draft beers. Even the glass tastes good somehow. Remember we went to Twin Peaks and they gave it to us in an ice cold.
Oh, that ice cold mug is the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when Lawrence tried to chug an IPA and then threw it up?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was at a UFC fight.
Yeah, we went to Twin Peaks to watch UFC, and
I don't remember.
I think it was like one of the first time. It might have been the first time I ever met you.
I actually think it was one of the first times you really jumped into the beer thing. You were like trying to.
Yeah, you put me on Youngling. I remember because I never heard of it. It was really good, but I drank it too fast. I think.
You asked me for a recommendation, and I gave you a recommendation, and then you got the beer and fucking chugged it, and you can't chug.
Oh, I remember because I asked, "Isn't beer free? Like free refills?" And you got like, "No."
Yeah.
My bill was so high. What the fuck? That's my first time. Yeah, I remember now.
I remember my first beer.
IPAs kind of suck.
Yeah, it's like wine. You have to develop a taste, like a palate for them. I used to be big into them, like all the different tastes and flavors and hops and blah de blah. But now I just kind of drink the
There's
seltzers.
just too much gimmicky bullshit with them. Be like, hey man, you got to try this one. It tastes like wood chips.
All that,
I
yeah.
fucking want wood chips in my
Right.
beer, dude.
Seriously. Well, like the IPA thing kind of reminded me of marijuana, like all the different strains of marijuana they have. And then that's kind of how it is with IPA, like all the different hops. You got like citrus hops, you got floral hops, you got the hazy IPAs, the whatever. But I just like seltzers now because they don't give me a hangover, they don't give me a headache, they taste good, they go down easy.
What's up,
Busy
Ben?
seltzer's the best one
He asked, what's our favorite flavor
of White Claw.
Of White Claw.
I don't drink White Claw because I don't sell White Claw.
I've never. Oh, you don't drink anything that you don't sell. That's kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of bougie.
Why
Yeah,
the fuck? Why would I fucking spend money?
When I worked at Reebok, I still wore Nikes.
Okay,
Well,
but why would I spend money? Why would I spend money on beer that's not going to contribute to my paycheck?
Because you might
job,
like it
dude.
better.
Yeah, it's not like a religion.
That's like fucking. That's like working for the fucking Patriots and going to work every day in a Jets jersey. Like, why would I do that?
If you like the Jets better than the team you're playing for, then why not?
Exactly. But
Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought up the Jets because we're going to talk a little football. That's your topic point of the week, correct?
Yeah, let's talk about football, man. You guys watch football this week?
I caught the
Here's-
highlights and stuff. But
Is it just me or like? I'm so happy football is like back the way it's supposed to be. It's
hell yeah?
Actual crowds, not that weird Madden crowd noise in the background.
yeah,
That's what they
that shit
stole it
was so
from.
stupid.
Madden.
I know for the NHL they legit use the NHL crowd noise, like the game from the NHL game. They used it for the NHL games on TV. But yeah, man, it's good to have football back. How are you got? Do you like watch Red Zone or like you got the package or how do you watch it?
Well, I mean, most of the I actually had this Sunday off. Well, I called out this Sunday, but I watch Red Zone mostly, and then like sometimes I'll jump to the game, like if it like to the Colts game and see what's going on there if I want to see more of that. But I like Red Zone, dude. To me, like Red Zone is the best thing because you get all the stuff that matters. It's like you skip all the bullshit.
Yeah, you don't really have to sit through the whole game, and you can watch every game. So and like you said, you get all the good stuff. So
How do you get Red Zone? Do you have to like go through a package or a person?
mine is $10 through my Hulu. I just paid the extra $10. I was gonna get the ticket, but it's $75 a month. Fuck that.
What? Yeah, what the fuck is that?
You can't
The
just
whole
like
internet bill.
you can't just like subscribe to Red Zone alone. Like,
Yeah,
you don't-
you can for $10 a month on if you have Hulu. You can
What if you
go
don't have
through.
Hulu though? Like, I mean, like just straight only getting Red Zone channel. Like,
Greg,
I
you're
don't-
gonna torrent that shit.
I don't think so. I don't know.
dude, I already got a site, man.
Fucking pirate.
I just don't deal with all that buffering shit. I'd rather just pay the money and
See,
I don't
that's
have
my
any
only point.
buffering.
Okay. You got Cable
I-
One or you got Sparklight? I'm sorry. Or do you have
Sparklight, yeah,
AT&T?
I have Sparklight, but like, I mean, there's no like in all seriousness, there's no reason for me to pay for that shit because I never have Sundays off anyway. I wouldn't get to use it. So
Greg, your phone.
He can't watch his phone at work.
Yeah.
He works at Walmart.
So I'm gonna pay fucking what is it? Hulu is what, 10? NFL is another 10. I'm gonna pay $20 a month to watch fucking 2 hours of football a week.
I'm sorry.
So what are your early thoughts on so far? Like who you think?
I was thinking
this looks good this year.
The Saints have really let me down. But go ahead, Greg. I'll let you go first.
I can tell you who doesn't look good is my team, the Colts. Dude, Carson Wentz sucks.
Yeah, he's not good, man. He's not very good, and he's very, very injury prone. So
the dude stubs his toe and he's out for like 3-4 games.
Did he? I know he went down. Did he go out of the game for good?
I don't even know, man. I haven't checked up on it. I put my waiver claims in today on ESPN, and that was it.
So I got a hot take on prediction for Super Bowl.
Oh, let's hear it. I like predictions. We're supposed to be doing prediction shows, by the way.
Who I think could possibly win the Super Bowl this year is the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't like that. I don't want it.
I mean, I don't really like it either. It's boring to me, but they look good, man.
They do, and
they look good last 2 weeks.
The thing is, they got the firepower, but do they have the defense?
I don't know. They have J.J. Watt now.
That's true.
And Chandler Jones. I mean, that's two fucking real beasts of defensive ends.
Here's the thing, though. I think the Bucs are going. I see them going back.
I mean, it's hard to argue against it. Honestly.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess they got to prove me wrong. But yeah, I mean, I could see Tom Brady winning another fucking Super Bowl.
Honestly, Zari's going to win them. I mean,
I'm going to pull up the records real quick here. Let's see.
I mean, Tampa Bay brought back literally every single person on their team this year. They didn't have a single guy leave. They re-signed everybody. All
right, so going through this, in the AFC East, we got a three-way tie, the Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots. So
they all should be 1-1.
Yeah, they're all 1-1. So that you don't see the Pats standing a chance of going.
I think that they can make a run in the playoffs this year, possibly, if Mac Jones continues his right now, Mac Jones is top rookie quarterback. So
what about Teddy Bridgewater over there with the Broncos, man?
I know Teddy Bridgewater been doing good.
Yeah.
But he's another guy that has like a few good weeks and then starts to suck. We'll see. I would like to see him do good though.
Honestly, if I'll tell you right here, I'll make a pick for the AFC and I'll make a pick for the NFC. Just an early on pick. Who impresses me in the AFC right now is honestly the Raiders, man.
Yeah, they looked good the last 2 weeks too.
Yeah, the Raiders are like playing some good ball. I mean, Derek Carr is looking on point. So,
but Greg, they always do good and they mess up sometime later on in the season. Something crazy crap happens where they just don't make it all the way to the big dance.
As far as the NFC goes, like you said, the Rams. You said the Cardinals. The Rams look really good. The
Rams are good with Matt Stafford.
Actually, dude, that whole division is like kind of looking good. Other than the Niners are probably the weak link in that division. But
everyone in that division is 2-0 except the Seahawks.
I can tell you this: Aaron Rodgers isn't going to let the Packers go all the way.
He's like held prisoner right now.
His interviews are great now because he just doesn't give a fuck. So he's just up there like he had this one reporter. I saw a clip today, and the reporter asked him a question, and he was answering the question, and he was pretty much done saying what he had to say, but the reporter interrupted him right before he was finished, and he goes, "Hold on, I'm not finished." And then he stopped. He like paused and didn't say anything for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then he said, "Okay, go ahead."
Even his hair right now looks like he doesn't give a fuck.
No, he just doesn't care. Dude. I mean, I don't think he's going to go out there and purposely lose, but he doesn't care what the Packers think about him, and every press conference he's just out there.
Yeah, he's professional enough, man. That he'll do his job, but Like he's like,
Everyone was
motherfuckers
saying
gonna
that
keep me
first
here.
week, like, oh, Aaron Rodgers didn't care. He didn't care. Dude, he's a fucking athlete. He's a professional athlete. He's going to go out there and play to the best of his ability every fucking week.
Yeah, he's not gonna risk his sponsorships and shit by doing something stupid like that.
I don't think he would do that to the guys on the team. He's not that.
Plus, yeah, you have a whole team. I mean, his grudge is not with his teammates. It's with his fucking front office. So he's not going to screw over all of his guys.
So, who do you think the worst team in the NFL is right now?
Oof. Probably either the Lions or the Falcons. The Giants are pretty terrible.
See, I don't know, man. I wouldn't say the Lions because they still kind of put up a fight against everyone that they play.
The Colts look rough. The Jaguars look rough.
That's because they don't have Tim Tebow.
Honestly, I'd probably say the Jets.
Oh, good. The Jets, I mean, that's just like a given. Like that. Talk about a terrible franchise. Just they haven't done shit in 40 years, something like that. Since the 60s. They really haven't made any kind of real
even though they're an AFC team, I kind of want to see them do good.
I like their little quarterback they got. But
even though he looks
what's
like
going
he's
on
12
with those
years
Bills?
old.
Remember the Bills were doing good last year, or was that last year?
They're still pretty. They're still doing pretty good. They're
I'm
1-1.
gonna tell you now, dude. If the Bills went all the way, I would actually be excited because I would love to see the Bills get a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, and the Bills fan base is probably the best fan base in the league. So, Bills Mafia.
Who has a
What about
worse
the Saints,
fan base
dude?
in the
Who
league?
that nation?
Oh, the Cowboys, hands down. They're the worst. It's probably good. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day. We were ranking them like Cowboys, Patriots fans are probably the top 3 worst fan bases.
So you don't think the Saints fans are in that running?
That's more a local thing because we live here and we have to listen to it and we have to deal with people that you know damn well weren't Saints fans before the Super Bowl, before they won the Super Bowl.
That's true. Steelers fans are pretty nationwide, and so are
Steelers fans are Steelers and Cowboys fans are all over the fucking place, and they're all annoying as fuck.
so
Patriots fans too.
So what's worse than Steelers fans or Bama fans?
Oh, I think Bama fans are probably the worst of the worst.
Oh yeah, they proved they'll kill for their team. So
That's true.
some local news on that. That's a bad joke for me, but all right. I got anything else we want to touch on football before I move on to my topic this week?
Nope, just that you suck at fantasy football.
Well, you didn't give me your pick as to who you think's gonna.
Oh, out of the AFC.
Yeah, well, out of AFC and NFC, I say the Bills and the. Let me go back here. I said my pick is Bills and I'll say Rams. Bills and Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with probably the Bills or the Chiefs and the Cardinals, and maybe the Bucks.
I forgot about the Chiefs.
Maybe the Bucks, like Lawrence said, can't really deny them.
I hate how good Patrick Mahomes is.
He is very good.
Russell Wilson was the same way not too long ago. Couldn't do any wrong.
I don't know, man. I think Mahomes is way more impressive than Wilson was.
Oh yeah, Mahomes is much better. But you know who's really impressive so far this year is Kyler Murray, dude. I love watching him fucking just run his little ass all over the field and then just chuck the ball up.
You know what the thing is with Mahomes that bothers me? It bothers me because he's not on my team. That's why it bothers me. Asking Lawrence. But the thing is with him, like when I watch him, I feel like I'm already watching greatness. So, I mean,
why would that make you mad?
Though?
That's a good thing.
I never got because I don't have that quarterback on my team, man. I haven't. The last time I had a quarterback on my team that even remotely made me feel like that was luck, and you see what happened there.
Yep. Wasn't very lucky.
He took his ball and went home. Literally.
God.
Yeah, because your shitty GM let him get his fucking ass raped for like 3 years straight.
Yeah, then it doesn't make sense. They build an O-line after he leaves. Oh, I guess we got to build an O-line.
Because you finally got a decent ass GM. You just need to get now y'all just need to get a quarterback.
Well, maybe Eason or however the fuck you say his name, and maybe he'll do something.
Sam Ellinger or Jacob Eason.
Is that how you say it, Eason?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Lawrence, I'm excited because the G1 has started. My favorite time in
Tell us
wrestling.
about the G1.
Everyone else is all about WrestleMania and all this other shit. I'm all about the G1 since I've started watching New Japan. The G1 is just a big tournament, man. It's like considered basically the biggest tournament in wrestling. You have two different blocks. You have the A block, the B block. Each one has like a ton of wrestlers in it, and everyone in the block is going to face each other. So, like, if you have 9 people in the A block, they will all have a match together before, the G1 final. And then what ends up happening is the winner of the A block and the winner of the B block fights each other for the G1 championship, the right to challenge for the title. But it's different the way it works because they do like kind of it's like a round robin type thing. Like there's not really eliminations per se until you get put out by points, but for every match you win, you get 2 points. And then like if you get a draw, you get 1 point. And of course, if you lose, you get 0 points. And whoever has the most points at the end of the tournament is who faces off for the prize.
If wrestling is fake, which clearly it is, then how do they get the points and win and lose? Is it already determined, do you think?
Duh.
Yeah, of course they know who's going to win the G1. But the thing is, dude, the thing about the G1 is like the wrestlers treat it like something prestigious. I mean, the caliber of matches they put on would be like the...
Hey, Greg, were you around whenever, was it WCW that had like 4 rings at one time or 2 rings at one time? They had the wrestlers fighting.
You talking about the War Games thing where they put 2 rings together and put a cage around it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 rings. It was only 2?
Yeah, it was only 2.
That's it was sick. I need to bring that back.
Then they also did that weird like cage match thing that had like layers to where like you had to fucking
fight through layers.
Yeah, fight through layers and go like to the top. And I don't even remember how that one worked. I think that was in War Games too.
Wasn't it?
Just what's up, Jamie? We're just taking a break from them. We feel like they kind of got stale, so we'll still bring them back every once in a while, but not just a every week thing. We kind of didn't like being known as the List podcast,
so is the Elimination Chamber though the best like cage match type cage ever made though?
I don't know, man. I really like this new one that AEW has done because
what do they have?
Like the way they built the cage, like you can't climb in from the outside.
Huh.
So it's interesting. It takes away that whole interference aspect per se, like a cage match is supposed to be.
Remember how awesome the Elimination Chamber was? The very first Elimination Chamber.
Hell yeah! Who was in that one? I can't remember.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I never really liked the Elimination Chamber. I always thought it was stupid.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
I would be perfectly fine with that, Ben, because Kenta is awesome. Then maybe he'll get attacked by CM Punk. But honestly, I like Jeff too, and I think Jeff is going to go far this year, honestly, because his matches are top notch. What I kind of think may end up happening is this may be a year where you finally get the champion winning it, because the champion is in the G1. I didn't mention that to y'all. Like the world champion is part of the G1. So
that's usually I see what you're saying.
But other than that, man, I've been watching AEW.
Well, let's talk about AEW then. I've seen that this week. What you think?
I'm still marking out about CM Punk, man. I'm not bored of it yet.
Me neither. I was going to talk about Dynamite. I've been watching Dynamite. What about you? Is that something you've seen or?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Dynamite. What do you want to talk about on that? Like, what are you liking? What are you not liking?
I pretty much like Adam Cole. I think he's
Adam Cole's great. Do you like that new theme? Because Corey's big on his theme.
He's big on his theme.
Yeah. Like his entrance theme.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm not sure about the whole Bebe thing, but at first I was kind of like, this is going to get annoying fast. But he's pretty cool. He's pretty solid.
Didn't he do He did the Bebe thing in WWE though too, didn't he?
He's been doing that since Ring of Honor.
Oh,
I was gonna say that's always been his thing.
Yeah, he does.
Baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
Baby. Even
He
I know
stole it.
that.
He stole it from Jericho, though. Jericho was the first to say baby.
Jericho was the first to do everything. Damn it, he was like the first undisputed champion. He was.
Well, now he's the first to the buffet line.
It is so weird to see
It
him
is weird,
so
dude.
chunky.
When I seen him, I couldn't believe. Like I was like, no, this can't be right, man.
He's so bloated, man.
Yeah, that's true. Ben, Adam Cole's girlfriend is Britt Baker, and she's like their top women's star there. She's actually the only woman wrestler there I'm really interested in, honestly.
You don't like Soho or Ruby Soho?
Not really.
So does AEW have like
I didn't like her in WWE, man, honestly. I never cared for her there.
Does AEW have like a solid women's division like WWE does?
They're trying. It's not there yet because too many of their women are like no names that people don't really know who the hell they are. And honestly, a lot of the women's matches there are very sloppy.
Which is a lot of their matches in general are sloppy, aren't they?
And I mean, honestly, it's nothing. I don't think there shouldn't be women wrestling or anything like that. It's just, I'm just not into the women wrestling. I never really have been. The most I'd been into it was in Impact, when Impact had the Knockouts division, when Madison Rayne and Angelina Love, Velvet Sky were doing their whole little thing. I was into it then, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I honestly blame the writers and the bookers on this because I feel like they don't do enough with the women's storylines. They keep them too bland. They need to make their storylines better.
Like
well, it seemed like just
between the feud matches.
Well, like when me and you were used to watch wrestling together, like the women's division was really all about TNA, and then it seemed like somewhere down the line it evolved into where it was actual like wrestling.
Yeah, Jamie's some of those women I wouldn't want to mess with. So,
and like then they had like women, like didn't they have a woman headline the WrestleMania a couple years ago?
Charlotte Flair, wasn't it? She was the first one to headline him. Was that her?
And they were actually talented. Because before it was like if you were pretty and you were like a fitness model, you could be a wrestler. And
I want to touch on what Ben said real quick here, but he's right that Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa was a great match. And like, honestly, man, like most of the time when like Charlotte Flair or Rhea Ripley and one of them gets in there and does their thing in WWE, they kind of tear it up.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. Charlotte Flair in WWE is like the best thing I'd seen when I was watching Raw. But go ahead.
But the problem is like when you get the ones like Charlotte Flair, Rhea, even Britt Baker, and all the other ones are like so far below their level, it just kind of, like how many times can you only see Britt Baker versus this person? And eventually you can tell that the better women wrestlers are carrying these other women wrestlers that aren't as good. Definitely. So there's just a lot of work to be done there, man. It's still kind of new. I mean, the women's revolution in wrestling is still kind of new, so it'll get there. It just needs more time.
It's pretty impressive to me though, because like I said, when the women came on for us, like back in the '90s and early 2000s, it was just all about sex, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they're badasses, dude. They're legit badasses.
And these chicks now can legit wrestle, and it's pretty cool.
It's funny. I was looking at that. I looked at like the old ones from like the Attitude Era and stuff versus now. Like you had Stacy Keibler. Like she would not fit into the women's wrestling now.
I mean, Stacy Keibler was an NFL cheerleader before she was a wrestler. Like,
yeah, what does that have to do with wrestling?
They used to come out and do they'd kick each other in the stomach and like run and clothesline. Yeah. That was it. Like most of them weren't very talented. Like Trish Stratus and Lita were probably the two best actual wrestling talents.
Becky Lynch is all right as a personality, but I just don't understand why she calls herself a man. Why can't she say I'm the woman? Why does she have to be the man?
Yeah,
I'm talking about it. I think there's already the boss. There's the goddess. I mean, they're running out of titles. People, so
Becky's she's just the new Stone Cold, man. She's
what?
I don't give a fuck attitude. Yeah, she like interrupts people, comes out there, does her finisher on her, leaves the ring.
Oh no, back
She's
to
a man.
AEW. Back to AEW.
She's
What do you
the
think
man.
of the last match, the main event with believe it was John Moxley and his rematch with that was it Kinsasa or
Oh, you're talking about Minoru Suzuki?
yeah, Suzuki.
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
All right,
You
what do you
said
think?
you said something about a Shinkasa, a Kielbasa. What was it?
I don't know. He wasn't he from like New Japan though?
Yeah. See, here's the thing with that. Like you talking about this week's Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
Well, like there was a big thing because last week, whenever it was Moxley versus Suzuki, which I thought that match sucked, by the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, Suzuki is a legend from New Japan, but like, man, he's just like so slow. Like everything with him, it just doesn't fit well with that AEW style. You got people hopping around and shit. Then you go to the strong style with Suzuki and Moxley, just forearm, 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 forearm. It just I didn't feel like it got the response as it would in Japan. But they cut off his theme early, so that was like a big thing. People were pissed about that. They were in an uproar on Twitter about it.
They touched on that, didn't they, in the match? Like he got his redemption.
Yeah, that's why he came out, this week, and like they played his whole theme, and then they did the tag match and such. So.
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like
You want to know who I don't like, honestly.
Who?
I like him as a personality, but I think they're just a garbage wrestler. It's Eddie Kingston. He just
Why?
his wrestling is just not interesting to me. It's all punches and headlocks.
Yeah, you always got those
and
guys
the
like,
occasional T-bone suplex.
What was he before he was wrestling? Was he like in the NFL or anything? Or
I honestly don't know anything about him before. I mean, my introduction to Eddie Kingston was, I know he was a big name on the indies. So, and apparently, he cuts a great promo.
But he only has 3 wrestling moves in his repertoire.
He has very little wrestling moves in his repertoire. It's the reason he's not interesting.
Honestly, the Darby match was pretty good though because it had a story in it and there was a lot of stuff going on. Like,
I'm glad you brought up Darby because Darby is entertaining.
Right.
But the problem with Darby is he needs a new finisher, dude, because he's like one of the smallest guys in AEW, but his finisher is to jump off the top rope and land on him with his back. I'm like, dude, that ain't hurting anybody.
It looks cool
on a big
though,
dude,
man.
You're gonna bounce off of him.
That shit was sick, but dude, rubbing the paint off Sting, that was crazy, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. I like that.
Because isn't that against the law or something like that? Like you're not allowed to do that to Sting because of like only.
What I'm wondering is, are they actually gonna put Tully Blanchard back in a wrestling ring? That'd be
him versus Sting.
Weird. Yeah, it's I didn't think that guy had it in him anymore, but I guess I was wrong. But he looks racist. I know that.
You say that all the old.
No, you said Arn Anderson looks racist.
No, he does. Like he wasn't old when I said that though. Even young, he looked like that. He looked kind of, I don't know. But anyways,
Tully Blanchard looks more racist to me than Arn. I don't know. Actually, Arn Anderson looks.
Yeah, you took that back real quick. You thought about it, huh? But
they both look pretty racist.
But it's interesting, dude, watching AEW and seeing WWE in one take. Like I sat down and watched them both.
Which product do you like better?
See, that's what we're getting to. There's such different flavors, man. I love that. It's hard to say which one I like more. I mean, honestly, AEW, I like that more PG-14, I think is the rating kind of style. Like, that's more for me. WWE is more, I just don't dig that PG shit, man. I don't know. It's too.
Me and you had a conversation about this recently. Not for the foreseeable future, or well, we'll bring him back eventually, but just we're taking a break from him. But the thing, like you said like whenever we started the Slackercast and we talked about wrestling, you hadn't been into it for a while, and you started watching it, and you remembered what you saw back in the old days, and you were like, man, this is not what I remember. You know, I'm gonna give this a shot because some of this is not bad, but I'm gonna roll with it and see where it gets me. And now you're to the new stage of WWE to where you wish it was like it was
Back when I was watching it just 6 years ago, 4 years ago, man. Whenever AJ Styles came in and he was fresh and like new, and you had him feuding with Cena, and even that era was like miles away from where it is now. Now I don't care, man. It's sad, man. Like the Roman Reigns stuff, I could care less about.
See, the Roman Reigns stuff I actually like with the tribal chief and stuff like that. I like that stuff, and I like the stuff they're actually doing with Brock, bringing him in as like
I did like Brock Lesnar. I used to not like Brock, but actually do like him now.
I don't like his little ponytail, but
that man bun mohawk ponytail thing he's got going on.
I don't even know what it is, man.
And you can't. I mean, because he's so blonde ginger that you can't even see his hair. So why do you even have it? Like,
I will admit his beard is pretty beast.
Have you seen his son? His son is a beast too.
So is his daughter.
So
his son is like, his son I think is like 17. He's a beast already.
So yeah, you like Darby. Like who do you like over there in AEW? Like who's catching your eye?
I mean, right now, who's that? Dante, little high flyer dude. I like him.
Dante,
or the guy that's he's usually in the like opening segments of him. Yeah, he wrestled of Hobbs. I think it was mentioned earlier.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Speaking of which, what's up with CM Punk? Them trying to have a feud with him and Hobbs or Hook with the Taz group. I'm like, man, nobody cares to see that. Put Punk in there with someone fucking cares about. Not.
They're probably trying to get Punk to get the ring rust off, man. Giving him some easy talent to job on him.
So are you excited about Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega? That's my question.
Yes, that is.
It's Bryan Danielson. Get it right.
Okay, yes, you're right. Bryan Danielson.
Doesn't he have the man bun thing too, though? What's up with that, man? Like,
yeah, but he can pull it off. He doesn't. Look
and he's always kind of had long hair. So is Daniel Bryan his actual name?
It's Bryan Danielson. Okay.
No, I'm saying his actual name, like in real life, is it Bryan or Daniel Bryan?
No, it's Bryan Danielson.
Oh, that's his real name?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So his name was Daniel Bryan in WWE, and they own that, I assume, which is why his name is Bryan Danielson now.
Well, yeah, I think so. Because I think they do own it, but I don't remember if he went as Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan in Ring of Honor.
Well, I know when CM Punk came in to the WWE, he told him, I'm gonna own everything still. If you want me to come in, I'm gonna own everything. That's why he still has his everything, his entrance, his name, everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, his entrance is different than it was in WWE, but
I meant his music and shit.
Let's see. Let's go to his Ring of Honor thing here. See what he wrestled as in Ring of Honor. I believe it was still Daniel Bryan. I could be wrong about that.
Ben Grimm says he was Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor.
I thought he was, but I thought he was.
Changed to Daniel Braun for NXT.
Because I remember like when he came in from NXT, people. Yeah, that's right. Because that whole thing happened with the Miz. Yeah, so it's all coming back to me now. But anyway, him and Kenny Omega should be a top tier match.
I mean, honestly, I like MJF, man.
MJF is gold, dude. Anytime that dude gets on the mic.
You know why? Because of his mic skills. It reminds me of that Attitude Era kind of attitude. Like that whole vibe he gives off, the promos he cuts and the shit he says.
Dude, he's so hardcore with the promos. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Talking about Brian Pillman Jr.'s mom. Like, if y'all have never seen the Dark Side of the Ring episode of that, it's like you learn a lot about Brian Pillman Jr.'s past, his dad and his mom. So MJF touched on all that shit. He talked about how his mom was a meth head.
You seen that when he was like praying to Brian Pillman?
Oh, yeah. When he was praying to his dad, yeah.
Oh my God, really?
He paused. He said
dude,
he paused and
he's
went
like,
to the ground. Yeah.
He's the ultimate heel. He's so good.
I see on TikTok all the time. Like I saw Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. Is that how you say his last name?
Sammy Guevara.
Guevara. They were like finding his figures in Target, like and stomping on him and shit.
Whose figures?
MJF. There was one where they were like at a convention or something, and Sammy Guevara, some guy comes up with like he's got a bunch of figures, and one of them was an MJF, and he takes the MJF figure and he punts it, and it almost hits a baby in a stroller. And he had to. It was on TikTok. He had to like go and tell the guy, "Oh man, I'm so sorry."
I'm gonna try to find this cameo that he did because it's so good, man. Like this just proves how good of a heel he is. But it's one where he's driving. He's driving with this dude with his guy Wardlow. But I gotta find it first. It's someone shared it with me, but I don't remember where the fuck it went.
Yeah, Maxwell Tyler Friedman.
Maxwell Tyler Friedman?
That's his real name, but his wrestler name is Maxwell Jacob. Why do they do that? Just change one fucking name.
I'm looking for the driving cameo. That's the good one.
Well, while you're doing that, can I ask you something, Greg?
Go ahead.
Why does Shayna Baszler not have any eyebrows?
She doesn't have eyebrows?
Yeah. It's like it.
All right, I found it. I think I found it. Oh yeah, here it is. I did find it. All right, I'm gonna share this. This is how good of a heel this guy is. Dustin, you'll appreciate this. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Or you old piece of shit. And I heard you got a dog named Brady. Nobody gives a shit. And I also heard you're a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. Wardlow, don't you like Dragon Ball Z? I hate Dragon Ball Z. Shocker. That's because he's not a weeboo piece of shit. Kame, go fuck yourself.
Wasn't that fucking great?
Oh my god.
That's what wrestling needs, man. Shit like
but
that.
That's what I like of a heel, man. Someone who does that kind of shit. It's like, Kame, go fuck yourself.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to really start watching AEW.
Yeah, you'll like
pretty,
MJF.
man.
He'll be your favorite, hands down.
I'm sure. I already like him, and I haven't even seen him wrestle one time.
You don't know how many
bad guys.
You don't know how many times I've watched that video.
Kamehameha, go fuck yourself.
He's like, I heard you got a dog name's so and so. That piece of shit.
What's sad is like, dude, WWE can't do shit like that. Like, if he tried doing that over there, it would just be
no, because everyone there has to be,
for the kids.
And like when the chants go, they mute the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like when they start chanting like "holy shit" or something, along those lines. It's like they mute the whole segment for that little portion. So they shut up, I guess. It's weird. I don't like that.
But yeah, you need to go to that site, Lawrence, and watch some of this G1 stuff, dude. Like, you can skip the tag matches and the matches that aren't like singles matches. The singles matches are the ones that matter. So those are the ones you want to focus on. But like, they're really good. You need to check those out.
Oh well.
Well, so that's basically all I got for. Well, actually, there is something else I want to touch on. No one else is watching Heels, right?
No,
Not yet. I was gonna start.
Dude, that show was so fucking good. Like I'm on episode 6. I think I finished it earlier today, and like I can't wait for the next episode to come out. If you're a wrestling fan, you're doing yourself a disservice not watching that show because
I know
it just delivers.
I know CM Punk showed up on the show. Has any other wrestlers like come on there?
Yeah, the episode I just watched had Mick Foley on it.
What?
I don't think I'm actually done with it. He's a podcaster on the episode, but
that's cool.
And he ends up pissing the guy off because he comments on his dad killing himself.
Greg, let me ask you this: how come you don't see like Stone Cold doing much, like as far as wrestling is concerned? Is he just completely done with it? Or I know he does his podcast, The Broken Skulls and things, but like
I have a theory on that actually. My theory is that he distances himself from it so he doesn't get that itch to come back. Because I mean, it's got to be there, man. Like all the other old guys coming back, and he's not physically fit to do so.
Plus, he's talked about that before, where he like really like that, like coming out and hearing the crowd is like a drug to him. He's touched on that before, so I think that's a pretty valid theory.
It is,
because
man.
there's no fucking way he can wrestle. He's got 2 fucked up knees, fucked up neck. There's just no way in hell.
I mean, he could, but it's not going to be what people want. He would have to have, like, it'd basically just be a bunch of punches. And he probably couldn't even do the Stone Cold Stunner, honestly.
Nah.
It's crazy because we look at Sting. Dude, Sting is what I was talking about you on the dash today, but I want to touch it on here. Dude,
Yeah, he's
that
fucking
guy's
flipping around and shit.
Yeah, that dude took care of himself. I don't know what he did or what drugs he took, but that dude looks great for his, like, he's like 60, ain't he? In his 60s?
I'll say this.
Even Flair was taking big bumps in his 60s on it. So, I mean, it can be done.
I'll say this, man. That's my biggest critique of AEW is people take bumps there that they shouldn't be taking. Like, some of those bumps are really unnecessary, and, like, it could fuck them up bad, man. Like, I've seen a lot of botches there. Like, there's a whole Twitter page called AEW Botches. And, like, some of them are so bad, man. Like, these people could end up fucking paralyzed, you know, or even dead.
That Darby Allin guy is going to end up like that. Like, one of those guys that's banged up when he gets older. You know?
Yeah,
he's
man.
doing crazy-ass shit, man.
Like, I mean, it's okay to do that Jeff Hardy shit on occasion, but, like, you can't do that every night, man.
But then again, Jeff Hardy still does it, and he's, you know.
Yeah, but go talk to Mick Foley, dude, how fucked up he is and how much he hurts all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, remember that Mick Foley Randy Orton match? That's still like one of my top matches ever. It was like a no rules. Like Randy Orton took the bump on the tax.
Oh yeah.
The most brutal thing for Mick for me is like when you watch that. Corey touched on this recently, and I just revisited this. When you watch that Beyond the Mat scene of whenever him and The Rock had that match, and he just kept fucking hitting him with that chair over and over and over in the head, just headshot, and it was brutal, man. Like his family was crying and shit because all the shots.
I remember that.
It was just
he talks about that in his book.
Yeah.
And when he takes that and the big fall off the top of the fucking Hell in a Cell is crazy too, man.
Did The Rock feel bad about that? Did he ever touch on that night or whenever he had to do that?
It didn't look like he felt bad about it when he was doing
it.
He
was having a good time, dude. That's what's funny. God damn. That was like
they were crazy back then, man.
So are we gonna talk anything about this plane ride from hell episode of Dark Side of the Ring? Or are we gonna leave that alone?
I don't know.
I wanted to touch on it only because it kind of ties into something that happened. Did you hear the news? Like we were talking about the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss segment. Did you see that, Greg?
No, I haven't watched Raw, so feel free to spoil anything because I skimmed through it anyway.
I don't know. I don't know if it's verified, but apparently, like people were walking out. But I don't think, as far as the plane ride from hell thing affecting Ric Flair, and as far as the WWE is concerned, have you seen anything or heard anything about it? As far as like.
I haven't heard about any backlash from it.
Backlash.
The only thing that I've heard is that I guess Ric Flair, I know Tommy Dreamer got like basically Impact, I think, parted ways with him because of him basically defending Ric Flair on the whole thing. But
I don't get it though, because the plane ride from hell story is, I mean, it's a well-known story. It's been, you can go, they didn't do a full-blown documentary on it, but I've seen podcasts done about it, so I don't understand why.
SJWs, dude.
No, that's not that. It's not that. It's this. It's because the woman finally came out and told her side of it. We've always heard it from Ric Flair and the wrestler side of it. We never heard it from hers, and the Dark Side of the Ring finally brought that to light. And when you heard her talk about it, it changed it. It was a little bit different, I think. But it's like you said. I agree with you, Dustin, in the sense that everyone knew about it. You know.
No, they'll in the future, Hayden. We'll bring them back on occasion. It's just not going to be like our weekly thing now.
We said fuck the list, and everyone's like, "Where's the list?"
Yeah, we're like, people don't like them anymore.
No, we're not done with them. It'll be an occasional thing. Like when we can't come up with anything that we want to talk about, we can throw in a list or something like that. I just don't want to make it an every week thing. Trying not to burn our candle at both ends.
Yeah, but Greg, as I was saying though with the Ric Flair thing, I hope it doesn't affect Charlotte and like them saying the woo chants in wrestling now. You think they're gonna ban those, like when they slap their chest and shit?
I have a lot of feelings on this matter, man, because like I don't condone his behavior at all. I'll go right there and say that it was fucked up what he did. But at the same time, like the woman said she didn't feel threatened and such like that. So does she deserve some type of reprimands from it? Sure. I mean, if she wants to sue Rick for that, I mean, and she gets her payday for it, it's whatever. But like, does his life deserve to be fucking ruined because of it? Since it was a story everyone already kind of knew anyway.
They're trying to like erase his memory and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, find the fucking guy, make him talk about it. That's the whole thing. Make him just come out and fucking talk about it. Don't try to immediately just blacklist him and pretend like he never did anything good.
Well, that's what they do now, though, man. They dig up shit from your past from 20 years ago and then try to bury you because of it.
Yeah, like Dreamer losing his job is crazy. He should have been like suspended maybe or docked or something, but really just to completely sever ties with him.
Who is Brian Laundrie?
You guys haven't heard this story yet about Gabby Petito?
Oh wait, is that the guy that like killed his
They were all like doing the van life thing. Yeah. They were like traveling across the country.
And then like she ends up coming up missing, and then he doesn't say anything about it,
and now
that was like ongoing. That's recent, isn't it?
Yeah, my wife was touching on that.
We just found her body
actually
today, I think.
Holy
this is
shit.
Funny. My wife was talking about this to me today, and she's like, "This is national news. How do you not know about this?"
Well, I knew about it because of Bing.
Bing
has the news on tap. So yeah, Bing. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, no free ads, but Bing. Yeah.
But I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. But I always saw that story. They're like, "She's missing. What's going on?" And now it's finally solved. Are you serious?
It's not solved.
Tell me a little bit about the story.
I still don't know.
So like what they came and questioned him and he just said nothing about it. So like
no, they didn't question him. They can't find him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He disappeared too.
He's on the run. He's been leaving little clues on his Instagram and stuff. Like
his
Instagram went live like it looked like on accident. They think they spotted him in Alabama. I don't know. It comes up on my TikTok and my Facebook newsfeed all the time. Little updates here and there, and my girlfriend's been following it.
Lawrence, I'll tell you something that kind of freaks me out a little bit. This is like I don't know. Maybe this guy's a serial killer. Then this ties into what I'm about to say.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was talking to a police officer recently, and he told me something that kind of freaked me out. Because me and you are fascinated with serial killers, right?
Yeah.
He said,
we're gonna do that top 10 serial killer list, but we thought it was tasteless. So.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll do it one day. But
I mean, this.
He said he. But listen to this. This will freak you out. He told me that like the reason you don't hear about serial killers and such like that anymore is because like it's never brought to the media now. Like unless they become so notorious to the point that the media finds out about it. He's like, they keep that shit hush hush now, like all the detectives and stuff. So there's active serial killers just in every state. He said every state has a serial killer. You just don't hear about it. I'm like, that's fucked up. That means we might have a serial killer here.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Then he started telling me about, he was telling me about the one here in Mississippi. Like what's going on is people are disappearing from like parking lots and parking garages. And they're like finding their bodies tied up and raped. It's all women. All women is what this is happening to. So they're just finding bodies tied up and raped. So, but there's been multiple cases of it. He wouldn't say how many. But I'm like, uh-oh. There you go, Lawrence. Something to get excited about.
Greg, you got a daughter, so I'm sure that plagues your mind.
Yeah, actually, it freaked me out, dude. It really did. I'm sitting there joking about it, but it really did. I'm like, oh, fuck. Because, I think about my wife, think about my daughter.
And Greg, this is what I wanted to talk about because we segue into serial killers. I was just going to tie into the movie that I watched was Poughkeepsie Tape. Remember we watched that?
Yes.
Dustin, if you hadn't seen that movie yet, it's kind of old, but it's a hidden gem, dude. You see that, and it's like you're watching a diary of a serial killer. I think we touched on that with you before, but
like what I said about it, I told this to a guy at work too, because I brought up that movie Cannibal Holocaust. How everyone talked about how it was so, such a good movie. But then he said, for its time, he's like, by today's standards, it's really nothing to really worry about because the gore in it's like kind of lame. But I told him about the poughkeepsie tapes, how like I felt like I was watching something I shouldn't be watching.
Yeah,
when I was watching that movie.
It's weird, and it's not even
a movie or a documentary.
It's in documentary style format, kind of like found footage, but it's just
fictional.
A movie. Yeah, it's fictional. They took elements. Yeah, they took elements from. Oh yeah, that's what's up. But they took elements from like real cases. Like a lot of it was from the Bundy case and such like that, and that's what they used to put together the movie.
But dude, you know it's fake, but you're so invested in the story of the poughkeepsie taste, and it's presented so real that it's like you forget that you're watching something fake, and it's like watching a snuff film. It's like that's the quality of it. It's one of the most weirdest.
I'm gonna tell you the scene that really fucked with me because I have a daughter. Was that scene to where he goes up to that little girl sitting outside in her yard playing. Yeah. And I forget what it is he said to her. But like somehow he ends up behind her and then like you don't see it, but you just hear where he just hits her on the back of the head.
Well, he says he has a video camera and he's videotaping her and he says, do you want to look through the lens and see what I'm saying, and see it?
Yeah,
like,
that's how
she's like, no. She's like, he sits down, he was like, so you look right here and you just hear the whap and then he picks her up and hear him breathing.
Yeah,
hard,
and you see it on the camera, like him running to the car and he's
with
carrying
the girl, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like Hayden said, that's within the first 10 minutes. So
it gets worse from there, dude.
Yeah, once I saw that, I immediately like started messaging Lawrence. I'm like, dude, you have to see this movie. Is like
and Dustin, like when you see his videotape that he's using, it's not done with like cameras from today. It's like that weird crinkly kind of old vintage likeness in it, so it makes it more snuffy. Like it's more
camcorder type.
Yeah, and it's got that crackling noise in it, and it just has that. It just adds a creepiness to it. Like you're really watching something you ain't supposed to be looking at. It's out there.
Did you guys stream that on a legal streaming site, or did you have to?
I bought it. I went on Amazon Prime, had a thing, and they were like, buy it for $4 something or something like that to rent it, or however they do it.
I already had it, so.
I tried finding it for free, but they ended that whole typing the movie in free online, and you'd find like 50 sites you can try to find. That's all been gone, canceled.
Check it out though. I know you're not the biggest horror fan, Dustin, but like that movie it's not really horror.
It's not horror. Yeah, I don't consider it horror.
It's kind of like
it's more of a thriller.
I wouldn't even call it that, dude. It's like watching.
It's just a mind fuck, man.
Yeah, it's a mind fuck. It's one of them like Human Centipede type movies, dude. Like it's
just mind fucks.
Yeah, it ain't something you should be watching, dude. It's like it should be illegal. That's how I felt about it. It's weird.
I get all these movie recommendations from TikTok, like all those people is like movies that you should have seen. And then what I'll do is I'll like go look up the movie and see if it's something I'd be interested in or not. That's how I heard about that Cannibal Holocaust shit.
That's what I like about TikTok is you can always find shit like that. It's stuff like that you're like, oh yeah, check that out. Check this out.
But
keeps you up on things.
It's funny how all those guys are popular, but they're all the same thing. They're like craziest stories you've ever heard.
I know.
37.
Like I see shit like that. I'm just like, dude, I wish I could just like why is it so easy for people like that to just get fucking 1 million followers? And there's so many of them that are the exact same. Like
dude, I saw a guy talking about it online on a video. He was talking about how easy it is. He's like, literally, all you have to do is think of something that people like. Like, for example, race cars or whatever, or fucking, top 10 muscle cars. And then you just go, you look up a list online, and then you just go on TikTok and you break it into parts. You're like, top 10 top muscle cars, part 1. And then you just name like 1 or 2 or 3 every week. It's just so easy.
I don't have time for all that editing.
Well, the problem that you would have with it's because you're ugly. So
whatever. I'm the best looking dude on this podcast. So
Lawrence is the best looking dude on this podcast. Come on.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Lawrence likes dudes though. Lawrence looks like Lawrence Fishburne. which is funny because his name is Lawrence.
Yeah,
but
it was destiny, right?
Yeah, since you brought up Lawrence Fishburne, is anyone excited about the new Matrix movie?
of course.
Not really.
I'm with
It's
Lawrence.
too late, man.
I'm like,
We waited too long.
it's like I want to see it, but like I already expect to be disappointed.
I don't know. I'll give it a shot.
We got a nice little Bass Pro and Cabela's talk
Yeah,
going
see
on
what
in the
you
chat
did?
here.
Greg, you fucking idiot. Wearing your Bass Pro shit. Not even getting sponsored.
Well, here you go, Hayden. You'll like this because not only is this a Bass Pro Shop shirt, but I bought it at Bass Pro. So.
Greg, you have
And
it tattooed
where
to
was
you.
it? Cocoa, Florida, maybe? Somewhere in Florida.
You don't even fish like that, do you?
Look, nobody goes to Academy unless they don't have a Bass Pro. I mean, let's be realistic here.
I've never been to a Bass Pro Shops.
It's because you're not a real outdoorsman.
Because
Yo,
definitely not.
Greg, you mentioned Academy. Like, what happened to Sports Authority? Remember those guys were big once? I haven't seen them.
You know what I heard recently that kind of blew my mind? You know Dick's Sporting Goods stopped selling guns?
Yeah, they stopped after all the shootings.
You're a fucking sporting goods store.
Yeah,
Well,
that's old news.
they were one of the ones that they were involved in one of the shootings. Like they sold a gun to one of the people that shot something up.
Did the clerk who sold it to him tell him to go kill somebody with it?
No, but it was their loose policies that, you know, all that.
That's stupid, dude. That's so fucking stupid.
Y'all want to start golfing? Just, I don't know.
Dustin already does. He's a pro.
Dustin,
I'm not a pro,
I can
but-
see you with the polo shirt tucked in and a little fancy hat and cart and just, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm a doctor. Just out there golfing with those big shots.
Come up with the most bougie title you can for your job.
I'm an account manager, representative, salesman. Yeah. My technical job title is account manager, but I'm really just a salesman.
I was going to say, you're just a salesman, dude.
So, Dustin, let me ask you this. If I were to try to find out how to golf, like, who do I stay away from? What golf courses are so bougie that they just wouldn't have any?
All of them.
All of them are like that. I want to go to one that just anyone comes on. We're just cool. You know, you're, all levels, all skill levels, just hanging out. I don't want to go to one where they're like, hey, what club are you using?
This is what happens. You find that one that you heard everyone say, oh, yeah, this one's chill, man. This laid back. And you go out there. You're with your boys. You're like, oh, yeah, man, this is fucking awesome. And then you got that bougie guy behind you. He's like, this happens to me every fucking time. Every time I finally get into golf, I come out here and there's these little fuckers
That's why
the course.
those kind of people go. But most of the courses, like when I played in Vegas, like they had like actual marshals on the, like that were like making sure that you were keeping up with like everybody else, like so that you weren't like bunching up and stuff. And like if you were taking too long, they'd come and tell you, hey, you need to hurry up or pick up your ball and go to the next hole. Yeah, but it was like but it was all like a couple $100 to play there. It was like really, really nice golf course. But then you got places like the Isles in the Pass where it's like $20 and you can go out there and just have a good time. Yeah, it's only like 20, 25, I think. On Sunday, I think it's like 20 or 25.
Well, here's my thing, Dustin. I get out there. There's automatically going to be that guy that's like, you're doing it wrong. Let me show you. And just all day.
Most of the time, most guys aren't. For one, there's really never that many guys out there like that. And two, most people keep to themselves, especially if you're in a group with other people.
Oh, gotcha.
But really, you should at least learn how to like hit the ball and shit before you actually go onto a golf course.
True that.
Remember when we used to go to the driving range all the time?
Yeah.
I get a feeling y'all aren't golfing. Y'all are probably hitting mailboxes or something, or doing donuts in the carts.
We were just hitting balls.
Actually, the person who introduced me to the driving ranges was Corey. Because me and
I don't think me and you ever actually went and played golf, huh, Greg? Like on a golf course.
Dude, I'd have to do 9 holes. I'd have to start out with the 9 holes. I'd have to see all my bum shoulders, dude.
Used to golf and drink 4 Locos. Drunk golf. Oh man, the marshals will get you.
I always drink. I drink heavily when I golf.
What? What about the Marshalls?
There's no Marshalls out here, man.
Oh,
You only have Marshalls on expensive courses. Even the Oaks doesn't have really have Marshalls, and most golf courses have drink carts that come around.
Shit.
So
I
what
don't-
about that? What
I
about
don't
that golf course in
that.
Diamond Head? Is it bougie?
I've never played on that one.
It looks
I've
bougie.
only I played in I played like 5 courses out here. One was in Woolmarket. I played Golf Hills, which doesn't
Or-
exist
Or
anymore.
it said New Hampshire and Colorado have some
I was looking at
dank
that
courses.
too. I didn't know what dank is. Dank good or bad? I didn't want to comment because I didn't like to ask that myself. I'm like, yeah, New Hampshire.
Isles, the Oaks. The Oaks is really nice. It's like you can on like if you go like later in the day on Saturday or Sunday, it's like $40, which isn't bad really.
Hell yeah.
So Lawrence, did you play anything? Did you watch anything other than the Poughkeepsie tapes?
Watched the whole Harry Potter series.
The entire series.
The entire series is streaming now on HBO Max, and I've never seen them because it was against my stepdad. He was like, if you watch it, you'll become a witch. And it was like, we were in a strong Christian household, and he was like, you're not allowed to watch it because it's worshiping witchcraft or something. Because the devil. But I had a dude explain it to me. He's like, as long as you don't like start believing in witches, then it's okay to watch it. And I was like, okay, cool. So I've just seen them, and I love them, dude. I see what but it's cool, man. If you like Lord of the Rings or stuff like that, it's just like it.
No, I'm saying like saying that you're gonna become a witch because you watch Harry Potter is fucking asinine.
That's what they believed back then, man. So.
Stupid ass shit.
Lawrence, why are you sweating, dude?
No, it's my lighting. I don't know,
dude,
man.
You're sweating, man.
I guess I'm nervous, dude. What's your think, Cornelius? I love them. The Harry Potters. I wish I would have seen them sooner. I would have totally been a geek with all that. I would have been wearing the little suits and glasses and shit and wands.
Dude, I told you this earlier, Lawrence, but I shit all over those movies before I ever saw them. Like the whole Harry Potter thing, because my niece was huge into it. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid, just watch Lord of the Rings. It's better anyway.
No,
like that.
I don't believe that.
But then
It's not even the same kind of movie.
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of apples and oranges. But then I finally like sat down one day because one was on TV, and I'm like, I guess I'll watch this shit.
If you know the basic outline of the story, it's good versus evil, the evil big bad guy. Like that's all fine, but the meat of that story is the school itself, like Hogwarts.
Yeah,
it's the magic of being. It's like you're entering a wizarding school, and like you're.
Well, you feel like you're part of that world, and that's
right.
what I noticed about the movies. I like when I started watching them, I'm like this. No, it's actually not bad. It's just kind of cool.
The little classes and stuff that they take, and like the dark arts and shit like that.
Since you watched them all, what is your favorite one?
It's hard to say, man, because I see them all as one thing, kind of. So it's like I like them all equally. But if there's one that's better than the other one,
oh, Corey.
Corey says I saw them and still shit on them.
Well, he hates the screams too, though. Like, do you hate all the screams, Greg? Because Corey says he did not like the screams.
And look, Corey did not hate the first Scream movie because he's the reason I watched the first Scream movie.
I think he mentioned that. He said the first one's good. The second one was okay.
Honestly, every Scream. This is the thing. I liked Scream 1. Scream 2 was okay. I had problems with it. Scream 3, everyone hated that one, but I actually kind of liked it because it brought back, Sydney and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't fucking even remember 4 if there was a 4. Was there a 4?
There was, but it's so under the radar, I forgot about it.
So which was your favorite Harry Potter? Or actually, no, ignore that question. Which Dumbledore did you like better, the first guy or the second guy?
The first guy, hands down. That was Marcus Aurelius, dude. Of course I dig that guy. That guy was perfect, man. The second guy's not bad, but the first one, just the better one. My favorite one, probably the one with Sirius Black. So, Prisoner of Azkaban. Did you like Prisoner of Azkaban?
Dustin's down there. He's like, man, if I knew this was going to be nerd shit tonight, I would have just fucking closed up my closet and left.
My girlfriend is a big Harry Potter fan, so these are actual makeup brushes that are Harry Potter wands.
There you go.
There's a whole bunch of them there.
4 has Emma Roberts. Oh, really? The Scream 4 has Emma Roberts. I might check it out, man. Fuck Scary Movie, Orc. No,
Yeah.
the first two Scary Movies were solid. 3 and up is when they started to go downhill. When the Wayans brothers weren't making it anymore, I think.
The scary movies were they were fun for a one-time watch.
Yeah,
the first one was hilarious, and then they kind of just like, yeah.
No, the second one had to do with the hand, though. That's like the better one to me.
Yeah, I actually like that one better. The hand thing was
put his hand
funny.
in the pot. My germs. Because I wouldn't react that way. Me and you both hate people touching our food.
Because the whole thing, he's like, grab my hand.
No, because Greg, you and me both hate people touching our food and giving it to us. Like when they hand you a snack,
I
like,
hate
here.
that.
I fucking hate that.
Here, you want a chip? I'm like, not now, motherfucker.
And then they just went crazy with those parody movies after that. Like there was a sports one, they had superhero one, they had
another teen movie
ones.
Yeah, they got way out of hand. That's why I started hating these scary movies because of that. I turned on them because they jump started that bullshit. What was the last spoof movie? Remember that was like a big deal. Like what was the last one they did?
Shit.
Might have been Epic Movie, right? Which didn't make sense. What the fuck did that cover?
Yeah, those aren't really a thing anymore, are they? The spoof movies?
Yeah. No, they finally went away because nobody was watching them anymore because they were so stupid. They were tired.
You know, actually, like remember back in the day, I always used to do this, Lawrence, on the old car days of the Slackercast. But you know what? I'm going to bring one back. You know, things that piss me off. You know what pisses me off?
What?
How shit is always falling off of my fucking cars. It happened to me again tonight. A couple weeks ago, the damn rain guard falls off of my wife's car, and then tonight, in the middle of us dashing, the one falls off of my fucking SUV.
Dustin, you ever see Little Rascals? His car is like the fucking car in the beginning.
The soapbox derby car.
Yeah, the soapbox derby.
I'm telling you, dude.
There goes our bumper.
Like we're driving along, and I'm like, "What's that fucking sound, man? I hear something dragging." And like my damn rain guard's falling off my car again.
And it was raining too. And Greg, you know what I was thinking the whole time you're out there checking under the car? I'm like, please don't ask us to help you get it.
I know you were.
Oh man.
I really just didn't want to crawl on the ground in the fucking rain and get it. That's the reason I was looking for something I could grab it with to rip it off. That sucks. Answering Corey here. No, I have not watched Candyman yet, but I am going to.
I'm going to too, Corey.
Because seems to be a lot of mixed opinions about it, and I'd like to see what I think.
I seen the trailer recently, and it looked good, actually. So
I'm not going to watch the trailer. Fuck trailers.
Is this Jordan Peele's version?
The newest one, yeah.
I'll probably check that out.
He's done good horror films, like Get Out was good, and so was that another one, Us. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
My bad, Dustin, but I actually liked Us better than Get Out. I know a lot of people don't feel that.
Greg, there's only one reason you hated Get Out. You're like, every white person was evil in that movie, is what you said.
No, I thought Us was a more intriguing movie.
Well, you wanted the brother to save him, didn't you? Like you had this whole story mapped out and Get Out, and like literally the whole family died. I thought the brother would turn good and like help him in the end.
I didn't have a problem with the plot of the movie, but it is true. Every white person in that movie is evil. So I guess that was kind of the point of it, though.
Yes, but I don't know. I liked them both.
I saw that movie in theater and like no one clapped at the end of that movie.
Well, the reason I liked Us better is because
the movies are stupid.
Like the whole doppelganger thing, man. I feel like we don't see a whole lot of movies with the doppelganger shit. Not on a mass scale like that, anyway.
So you're ready to see Man-Bat and the new Batman? You like doppelgangers so much? You want to see Man-Spider and the new Spider-Man?
No, I don't.
Or doppelganger Spider?
I like creepy doppelgangers, not the
superhero doctor. Reverse Flash, Bizarro, Superman. Yeah.
Man, why is it so hard for me to get excited about a superhero movie now?
Play it out, man.
It's like it doesn't even matter what it is. Superman, Batman, whatever. I'm just like, eh.
Dude, I remember seeing a trailer for one of those. You'd freak out. Just for
the new Spider-Man looks awesome. The new Venom looks awesome.
They do, and I mean, you showed me the trailer and I watched it, and it looks like it'd be good, but like,
There's no
the
hype,
excitement. I'm not excited. Like,
and Gregory, like even for Star Wars, dude. Like I remember when a new Star Wars dropped, whether it was a cartoon or anything like that, you'd freak out and put speculations on it. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? No one's talking about none.
yeah,
of
this
that.
anime Star Wars shit that's coming out, I give zero fucks about.
It's just sad time for fandom, man.
With
It's like
Star Wars Visions, I believe that's what it's called.
we had theories.
It's because of all the gatekeeping. No one wants to fucking. No one wants.
Here we go with the Dusty gatekeeping.
Listen, let him speak. Let him speak.
I mean, I don't know. What more do I have to say? It makes it not
probably
fun
right.
anymore. The gatekeeping makes it not fun anymore.
Here's the thing. It's a mix of both. It's like the gatekeeping. I hear your argument on that. But if the other stuff was like well written, it'd be better too, man. There's no way that.
But dude, they hated the prequel movies, and now they're the greatest fucking thing ever. And I guarantee you, this next trilogy will be the same way.
You had a vocal minority in that one, and the writing on that.
No, you didn't. Everybody bitched about those movies. There was
They bitched about Jar Jar Binks. That was it.
It's the oversaturation.
About Christian Haydenson and all. I mean, don't just put it on Jar Jar.
Against me.
Dustin, here's the thing. Like people, you're right, and it was unfair, and we did get what we deserved with the sequels. But the prequels were not bad in hindsight, and it's.
I never hated them.
I never hated them. For the record, I never hated the prequels. I was not in that, but they're actually better than what that people gave him credit for. And it's sad because George Lucas didn't deserve the hate he got. People wrote him death letters and shit for the prequels, and he didn't deserve it because they weren't bad. You know,
like something me and you talk about all the time with those is like how people bitch about Hayden Christensen and the dialogue and how he talked.
Yeah,
exactly. But like me and you are okay with it now because like everything he says sounds like something Darth Vader would say.
Exactly. Like everything his dialogue is written. It's just not James Earl Jones saying it, which is why it seems corny and cheesy. But Darth Vader said corny and cheesy shit all the time. That's the whole point of his character. People just didn't see it for what it was. And, they hated on it. But it's all in the past now, man.
See, here's the thing. This is my thing. I think the reason it's so hard to get excited about stuff like that now is because the market's so oversaturated with all of it, man. Like, It used to be a big deal when a new Star Wars movie came out or something. Like, it was a rarity. It wasn't something that, happened
I got
every other year.
Is it maybe more because more people like it now? It's less of a nerd thing and it's more of a normal thing.
It's always got to be a nerd thing, man. That's the whole thing.
No, it's cool to be a nerd now. It's cool to be a nerd now. Everyone's a Star Wars fan now. Everybody.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. You touched on something there. It's true. A lot more people like stuff like that now that didn't like it in the past. But the thing is they don't fucking love it. Like, the people of the past loved that shit. I mean,
yeah,
there was kids in school creating their, like for Star Trek, for an example, kids in school making their own languages and shit. My ex-wife told me about that. She said she had kids in her school that came up with their own Star Trek language and talked in it in school and communicated with each other because they were such Star Wars, like Star Trek fans.
And here's the thing with that. Like, being a nerd meant something, Dustin. It wasn't just everyone was one. It's like you did shit just like what he was saying. You slept on concrete for 24 hours to just get a glimpse of George Lucas to get an autograph or some shit like that. You did things like that. If you're not doing any of the above, I don't know what you would be doing then or how you can associate with it. But it's not gatekeeping, man. It's just...
Well, you saying that's gatekeeping. Because you're saying that only you have to meet a certain XYZ to be a nerd.
I'm gonna say, what's wrong with gatekeeping?
It ruins things. It makes shit not fun. Yes,
because it was initially good. That's the reason gatekeepers have to exist.
Exactly.
I hate it. I can't fucking stand it.
Because Dustin, let me ask you this: you being a
sports fan, Star Wars fans are the worst fucking gatekeepers of all. They're the most toxic.
You being a Boston fan, what if someone came up and just made rules for like sports history and like Larry Bird is no longer cool and the Celtics have to change jerseys and they're no longer the Celtics and just came in and completely changed everything within it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, in sports, it's okay to gatekeep. If you don't know what you're talking about in sports, they run you the fuck out of there. go to a sports bar and start saying shit that doesn't make sense, they get mad at you. It's just everyone has gatekeeping. It's only bad when nerds do it. It's just a weird thing. I never understood that.
I don't have a problem with gatekeeping. I have a problem with the toxicity of it.
Okay, I can hear that.
Yeah, but wouldn't you agree that there's also an equal toxicity that comes with all of these new fans that don't know anything about where this shit came from and just add their little piece onto it, and then you got all this external shit that's now supposed to be canon, and
yeah, me and Greg hate expanded, by the way.
Yeah, all that expanded universe shit. Everyone wants to write their own version of Star Wars or write their own version of the Marvel universe.
What if the Jedi were gray? Or if they're a gray Jedi, there's no more.
I mean, yeah, all that shit is, all that shit is annoying too.
Yeah.
I just want to watch fucking Star Wars and enjoy it because it's fucking Star Wars.
You know where that starts? That starts with the writing, dude. The writing.
I was just about to say.
Like I said, I don't hate the last 3 movies. I don't like them. I don't love them like I like the other ones, but I don't hate them like everybody else does. There's lots of problems with them, but I love
lots of problems.
I love what they did with Mandalorian. I see
most people like Mandalorian. Yeah.
So.
The sequels are different from Mandalorian because Mandalorian was from Favreau and.
But like, if I go to some Uber Star Wars nerd, tell them that I like the fucking Star Wars, the Star Wars sequels.
I don't know if it's quite that bad, Ben. He says I don't know the name of any Ewoks, so I'm not a fan. Apparently,
fun fact is they weren't actually called Ewoks in the movies. They were never actually named that. That was after the movie came out that they name dropped them as Ewoks, or George Lucas gave them a name, but they were never referred to as anything in the movie.
Really?
So you're okay, Ben? Yep.
Oh yeah. So if they don't even have an identity, their names don't matter, right?
Yep. But the thing is, with Star Wars, it's funny because like it's not Star Trek. Like there's no. He kind of made things up as he went along. Anyways, George Lucas, one minute he has a purple lightsaber in just because some dude asked him, but he never actually supplied stories. Like, what the fuck?
That is blasphemous, Grim. That is absolutely blasphemous.
I don't know.
Yeah, Rogue One was solid.
No, actually, it was the best out of all those. You remember how much I shit on Rogue One, Lawrence?
I liked it better than Episode 7. Go ahead.
I watched it not long ago again, and honestly, it was a better Star Wars movie than all 3 of the sequels to me.
My only criticism of that is I didn't remember the characters' names, but if you watch it enough times, you will. I just didn't care to learn them, but it's a solid Star Wars.
I remember Jen Erso.
And there's Cassian Andor, and I can't remember the robot's name. I don't remember any of the robots' names except R2 and C-3PO anyways. But Mandalorian, touching on that, Dustin, that was a return to old school Star Wars, though. That was from Favreau and Cowboy Dave Filoni. That's been a long time since I've seen Mandalorian, but they actually cared about the source material and it consulted George Lucas and got everything right. The look of it, the story, giving Luke justice. I know you hate Luke Skywalker, so it's not worth mentioning.
I want to ask you this, Dustin. Since you do hate Luke Skywalker, and it seems like everyone other than Han Solo from the originals, do you have any kind of like excitement for Star Wars Visions, considering that they basically said this is going to focus on new characters and basically expanded universe stuff?
I mean, I don't know. That's the Visions is the one that's going to be like every episode's different, written by like anime people. I mean, it's something I might check out, but I'm more excited about the Kenobi series than that.
Greg, I see what you're saying. You're trying to do your.
What am I trying to do?
You're trying to see his reaction because any Star Wars before this, your reaction would have been like, "Fuck yeah, I got my theories already," and dude, he's gonna be related to this guy, and I heard they're bringing in. Yeah, now it's just like, yeah, it's okay. I'll check it out.
I mean, I was never into the cartoon stuff, so
yeah, I've never really heard Dustin comment on the.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I started to watch Clone Wars, but then kind of
I can tell you, Dustin's never come to me and been like, "Hey, dude, this anime, you got to watch it."
Oh, he's not one of those guys.
No.
My bad.
Only anime I've ever watched is Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball Z.
I never understood what the fuck was going on in Cowboy Bebop. The drawings were cool, but I never understood the story, what they were trying to do. I was too young. Man.
Anyways. probably wrap it up, huh?
Well, actually, MJF has some thoughts on anime. Would you like to hear them?
Oh,
Yeah,
play it
let's
again.
hear 'em. What does
Again.
MJF have to say?
This is what MJF has to say right here.
Hey, Matt, heard you're turning 34, you old piece of shit.
Can you hear the
And
audio?
I heard you got a dog. Brady. Nobody gives a shit. And I also heard you're a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. Wardlow, don't you like Dragon Ball Z? I hate Dragon Ball Z. Shocker. That's because he's not a weeboo piece of shit. Kame, go fuck yourself.
That guy has such a douchebag face.
I love it.
I
Like,
love
I
it,
would
man.
hate to lock myself with him.
I'm gonna be saying that for weeks. Kamehameha, go fuck yourself.
Kame, go fuck yourself. Yeah,
See,
man.
I'm the oxygen nerd. I say it the right way.
Yeah, Kame, go fuck yourself. Get it right.
Yeah.
I just like that he called his dog a little bitch.
No, he said no one gives a shit about your
Yeah,
dog.
no one gives a shit.
Oh,
about
yeah, that's
your
right.
dog.
No one gives a shit.
Well, wrapping
yeah, we
up,
can
right?
go ahead and wrap it up. If no one has anything else to add.
Now let's get the fuck out of here.
So, Lawrence, watch some of the G1. That's my homework assignment for you.
I'll watch the
And I'll watch some of these great war movies that I've never seen before.
Dude, he hasn't seen Apocalypse Now or Platoon or Hamburger Hill. You haven't seen any.
I haven't seen
I
any
haven't
of them.
seen any of those in a
Fuck you
while.
for that.
Those are movies I watched when my dad watched, and I watched them because he was watching them. But yeah, you should probably watch them. They're good.
They're really good, dude.
Well, I'll try not to be such uncultured swine and have something to say about them on a future episode. But
That's your homework.
Don't give me
assignment.
no
All three of
homework
those, by the way, Greg.
Nobody
But,
tells me what to do.
But before we head out of here, I want to show our Patreon people some love here. Just want to thank everyone for subscribing, helping us out, pay for this StreamYard stuff since it's
Greg,
kind
when's
of
that wall
pricey.
going to be full?
I don't know, man. We got to get more subscribers. People got to sign up. But, just thanks everyone who is supporting us on that. And I got nothing else, gentlemen. So until next time.
Kamehameha,
off.
go fuck yourself.